Three stocks to buy August 2018. I am so excited to bring you guys three potential investments I will be making in August 2018. I'll first be going over who is this company and then what are trends in revenue, net income, and then why I'm considering them as an investment. Now before we get into this, remember I'm not a financial advisor, so this video is for entertainment purposes only, and you should really use this as your own source of beginning your research for buying stocks in August 2018. So let's talk about the first stock, and this is Facebook. I'm unbelievably excited to talk about this company. They've had a huge rally from being down near the 170 range because of their privacy issues. So let's talk about Facebook. And for those of you who don't know and don't know how they generate revenue and net income, well, they're a social media platform. You likely have a Facebook account and maybe you have an Instagram account as well. They sell advertisements. They really help advertisers with targeted advertising. They track so much data on every profile user, and that allows for extremely targeted advertising and for advertisers to collect a lot of feedback and improve their ads and really be able to make some strong sales. So currently Facebook has done $40 billion in revenue in 2017. They have incredible cash flow, incredible revenue, and profitability overall. They really benefit from the network effect. As more people join the platform, this gives Facebook a lot more access to data so they can analyze it, they can help out their advertisers to target better, and this creates a better platform that people like to use, that attracts more people to the platform. It's just this constant cycle, this virtuous cycle that helps the platform become just so profitable and popular. So one risk is that privacy is becoming a bigger and bigger concern these days. Thus, Facebook can't track as much data. There will be more negative connotations associated with joining the platform. So that's one risk to consider for this company overall. And in case you didn't know, the Facebook's ticker is FB. They're priced at around $211 per share. The market cap is $605 billion, and they're a social media platform. So let's talk about their financial situation. This really involves their balance sheet, and companies with a lot of debt can absolutely crumble during a recession. High interest rates can also be troublesome for a lot of debt. I like companies with a lot of current assets and total assets overall, especially when compared to liabilities. And when we look at Facebook, there's nothing to worry about when it comes to their financial situation. They have $48 billion in current assets compared to $4 billion in liabilities. That's more than 12 times the amount of current liabilities and current assets. And then for total assets, it's $85 billion compared to $10 billion in total liabilities. Assets are growing almost 10 times as fast as liabilities. Assets are growing at around $11 billion a year. Liabilities are growing at $1.5 billion per year. Now let's talk about the valuation. I still think Facebook is undervalued, and here is why. So even though they're up 510% in the past 5 years, and even though they're up 26% in the past year and 19% year to date, they have a PE ratio trading at 31 compared to the industry that is 73. Forward PE, that's still below the industry. Price to sales ratio, it's a little high, but they really make up for it in their incredible profitability and growth overall. Price to book ratio, it's at an 8, and then debt to equity, they have no debt. I mean, that's incredible. How positive a cash flow, how strong cash flow this company has, how profitable they are overall. So I really like to look at the trends in net income and revenue. So that's exactly what I've done on this page. I go to quickfs.net, I believe. I'll do a whole tutorial on how I make these calculations and how you can eventually download the spreadsheet. But I put in the last about 7 years for Facebook's revenue, gross profit, net income, and then it does a bunch of calculations and tells me what's their 5-year average growth and their 10-year average growth. So in the past 5 years, on average, revenue has grown 30% each year. That's amazing. And then for net income, it's grown at 76% per year. I mean, this is unheard of numbers for for a successful startup, let alone a company with a market cap of $605 billion. So they absolutely blow the water out of having a great rating for revenue, net income, and gross profit overall. And this is a little note. It's that some corporations faced large one-time tax expense for net income in 2017. So sometimes I disclude that from calculating these trends, and sometimes I include it. I include it in this because Facebook wasn't really affected by that. So to rate Facebook overall, see Zuckerberg in this picture seems very happy, and he has a reason to be happy. Their business model is so incredible. To think about the variable costs for running more ads, it's essentially zero. And then for running those ads, it's pure revenue because there's low variable costs per unit sold or per ad run. Their profitability is insane. So I'm giving them 4.5 out of 5 on the business model. For financial situation, they have no debt. They have one of the best balance sheets I've ever seen. It's a clear 5 out of 5 for that. For their valuation, it's a little high PE, but to consider how profitable this company, how fast it's still growing, I think that's easily a 4.5. And then for net income, incredible. I mean, their net income is one of the fastest growing, especially for a company this size. And then revenue growth still outstanding. So overall, they get a 24 out of 25, or in other words, a 96 out of 100%. And that's just our first company. So let's get into our second company right now. That's just the calculations I do for Facebook. UPS. They're in the package delivery industry. So their ticker is UPS. They're priced at $113 per share and have nearly $100 billion market cap. So when we think of UPS, people think of small package delivery, and one of their competitive advantages is they have a single network. FedEx, I believe, has to have multiple networks and doesn't have that luxury of controlling a single network. They did $65 billion in revenue last year. They're really benefiting from the popularity of e-commerce, and even though Amazon is a small percent of their sales, that just goes to show how well connected, how well established they are, and how diversified their revenue segments are. And then one of the risks associated with this company is they do have a lot of debt, and I mean a lot of debt, but I'll be addressing more reasons on why that's not too big of a concern for me currently. So let's go into the company's financial situation. This is the balance sheet, basically. So I don't like companies with a lot of debt, and then I want a strong ratio of assets to liabilities, and I will be taking note of this. So they have $15 billion in current assets, $13 billion in current liabilities, $45 billion in total assets, $44 billion in total liabilities. It's not the best ratio right there. Assets and liabilities are growing at about the same. So they don't have that great of a balance sheet by any means, but they make up for it in some of these valuations. So I personally like companies that haven't returned very well over the past 5 years because I'm looking for companies that are undervalued. I want companies that not everyone is currently very confident in. However, by doing our research, by doing our analysis, I'm able to become more confident in trends and see I'm really starting to turn things around, and that's why I would be investing in August 2018. So they've returned 29% over the past 5 years compared to 67% by the market. They returned 0% compared to the market of 14% over the past year. They're down year to date. They have a nice PE ratio at 20 compared to the industry of 32. Forward PE is nice and low. Price to sales is nice and low. Price to book value is high just because of that high asset to liability ratio. And then debt to equity is pretty enormous. But so let's get into what I've seen in the trends in revenue, gross profit, and net income. So I went to quickfs.net. I pulled the past 10 years or so of information, and then I ran analyses on them. So year over year, revenue has changed by about 4%. So I like that consistent growth. 5% is a good number. 10% is absolutely ideal, especially for companies with near 100 billion or plus market cap. For net income, that's been increasing for the past 5 years by 37%. Really recently, they've started to turn net income around and become much more efficient with the debt they're using. I think that's absolutely key. I think that'll be a key driver in the near future. And then gross profit has been growing nicely as well. So overall, that's one great and then two goods. Their net income has been doing very well, and their revenue is keeping up. And let's go into the actual rating I would give this company right now. So for their business model, I think that they're very well established and that their operations, they do fluctuate a little bit on gas prices, so it's an okay business model, but I still think for how well they're established, I think it's a good business model, so I'm giving them a 4. For their financial situation, to be completely honest, I'm not in love with their balance sheet. That's why I'm giving them 70%. on that aspect, a 3.5 out of 5. For their valuation, I like it personally, so that's a 4 out of 5. Net income growth has been great, and the revenue growth has been good. So overall, they're going to get an 80% out of 100 compared to Facebook, which had 96%. So far, Facebook is well in the clear for best company for me to personally invest in August 2018. So now let's go on to our third company, JD.com. So many people have absolutely heard of JD.com. It has been recently in the news, and its price has been pushed and pushed lower, and I don't think it's getting much lower soon. So let's talk about who they are. So their stock ticker is JD. They're trading at around $36 right now, market cap of $53 billion, and they're an e-commerce marketplace. So originally they were a business to consumer online marketplace, but recently they've opened up to customer. That's brought in a lot more revenue for the company. So they did $21 billion last year in sales, and then they've had incredible strong growth in revenue. I believe net income will follow, just like with Amazon right now. People are really excited to invest in Amazon while having so many sales, but their net income is falling behind. But they know that if they wanted to, Amazon could absolutely boost that net income. And I feel very confident about JD now and in the near future as well. So what are their competitive advantages? Well, don't take my word, take Google's word. They've invested $550 million in JD, and this is going to provide a lot of synergy, I think, with Google Shopping, which is already so huge. And for them to combine with JD.com, who owns huge logistics supply chains, I think that's huge. And it's very different than Amazon, and they can deliver so fast. And some risks people say are the trade war. I personally don't see it affecting this company that much. The biggest risk I see right now is simply having to deal with the volatility of the stock. People are pushing this stock and selling this stock, and it's really crushing the price, but I think we'll be at all-time highs in the near future. So let's talk about their financial situation, their balance sheet. They have $112 billion in current assets, $107 billion in current liabilities, so that's an okay ratio. They have a great ratio with total assets to total liabilities. That's really all you need to know about the current financial situation. What's their valuation? Well, they've only been around, they IPO'd in May 2014, so they haven't actually been around for 5 years, but pretending they've been around for 5 years. They've returned 77%. Past year return, like I said, the stock price has been pushed way, way down. Negative 20%, negative 15% year to date. Price to earnings ratio, it's high there, marketplace, and then they have a very low forward PE of 32, so that's showing you it's a reasonable PE and it's trading reasonable right now. Price to sales ratio is fantastic, only at 1 compared to the industry of 4. So if it's priced like Alibaba or Amazon, this stock should triple, maybe quadruple in stock price. They have a good price to book ratio and then a very low debt to equity ratio overall. So now let's go into some of the trends I see with JD.com. So they haven't been around for 10 years. Like I said, it's only been about 4. They've only IPO'd for 4 years. They IPO'd 4 years ago. We have financial information on a little bit longer than that. And so for their 5-year trend for changes in revenue is 30%, which is way above 5%, way above 10%, what we like to see. For net income, it's been changing at 10%. It's slowed down compared to the 10-year average, but it's still such a high growth company with incredibly low price to sales ratio is what you really need to be focusing on, because earnings will come. I think sales should be the focus for this company right now, and then gross profit has been increasing like crazy as well. So I'm giving them a check, absolutely great. So now to talk about how I would rate this company. So I like their business model a lot. They take a commission, they get a lot of revenues, much more traffic, they benefit from the network effects, more people using their site, makes other people want to use their site more, and that's just a virtuous cycle that really helps build them up. So I'm giving it a 4.5 on that. I like their financial situation. This should be higher. We'll give them a 4. We'll be generous because so many people are watching. Their current ratio, or their current assets to liabilities, is not the best right now, but I think total assets to total liabilities, they'll be fine. They're a high growth company. Valuation, I think their price to sales ratio is fantastic and should be what you're really looking at for valuing this company. Net income growth has been solid, and then revenue growth has been incredible overall. So they get an 86% for JD.com. So let's talk about the conclusion and a sum up what we talked about today. So I hope you enjoyed 3 stocks to buy August 2018. I got to talk about Facebook, UPS, and JD.com. And you can see the scores on the top of the screen. I gave Facebook a whopping 96%, JD.com 86%, and UPS 80%. To sum it up real quick, Facebook knows how to generate cash flow. They know how to generate just insane profitability. And despite having a $600 billion market cap, I see incredible growth for this company overall. JD.com, their price to sales ratio is fantastic. And if they were priced like Amazon and Alibaba, you would see that stock double, triple in value. And then with UPS, it's a very steady growth company. I think they're really turning around their net income, and I see some positive things for them in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something today. I really want you to remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I want you to also start doing your own research. Decide if you want to enter any positions, if you want to enter these positions in August 2018. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you like this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.